In the grand story of India, some leaders are like bright, shining stars. They guide us with their light long after they are gone. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was one such star. He was a man of simple habits but great thoughts. He was India's very first president, a role he accepted with immense humility. He was not just a political leader, he was a teacher, a lawyer, a writer, and above all, a kind human being. His life teaches us that true strength does not come from power or wealth. It comes from a pure heart, a sharp mind, and a deep love for one's country and its people. He showed everyone that you can hold the highest office in the land and still remain grounded, like a large, strong tree with its roots deep in the soil. Rajendra Prasad, affectionately called Rajan Babu by many, was a symbol of quiet determination. His journey was not one of loud declarations, but of steady, dedicated work. Imagine a person who could have had a life of great comfort but chose the difficult path of service. That was Dr. Prasad. He believed that serving the people of India was the highest duty of all. This belief was the compass that guided all his actions, from his early days as a student to his final years as a respected elder statesman. His patriotism was not about showing off. It was about feeling the pain of his fellow citizens and working tirelessly to build a better future for them. His story is a powerful reminder that leadership is about lifting others up. He was a true Gandhian, which means he followed the principles of Mahatma Gandhi with his whole heart. He believed in truth, non-violence, and simplicity. While many fought for freedom with anger, Rajan Babu fought with compassion and integrity. He showed that you could oppose a powerful empire without losing your own humanity. His presence was calming, like a gentle river that flows steadily towards its goal. He never sought fame or recognition for himself. Instead, he focused on the task at hand, whether it was helping a flood victim or drafting the nation's constitution. His life is a beautiful lesson in how to lead with grace and dignity, making him a role model for every generation. This essay is a journey into the life of that remarkable man. We will see how a young boy from a small village grew up to become the head of a great nation. We will learn about the values his family taught him and how his brilliant mind helped him excel in his studies. We will walk with him as he leaves a successful career to join the struggle for India's independence. His story is not just a chapter in a history book. It is an inspiring tale of how one person's dedication, honesty, and love for his country can shape its destiny. His life shows us that a simple person with strong moral values can achieve the most extraordinary things and leave behind a legacy that continues to inspire millions. Dr. Rajendra Prasad's story begins in a small, quiet village in Bihar called Ziradeh. He was born on December 3, 1884. His family was not very wealthy, but they were rich in values. His father, Mahadev Sahai, was a scholar of both Persian and Sanskrit languages. His mother, Kamleshwari Devi, was a deeply religious woman. She would tell young Rajendra stories from the Ramayana and Mahabharata. These stories of truth, duty, and sacrifice were the first lessons he learned. His family taught him that honesty and hard work were more important than anything else. He grew up surrounded by love, discipline, and a deep respect for Indian culture and traditions. This simple village upbringing shaped his character for life. From a very young age, it was clear that Rajendra was an exceptionally bright child. His mind was like a sponge, soaking up knowledge with great speed. He began his education under a Maulvi, a Muslim scholar, who taught him Persian, Hindi, and arithmetic. This shows how people of different faiths lived together in harmony in his village. When he was just 5 years old, his parents placed him in a local school. His teachers were amazed by his intelligence and his memory. He worked so hard that he would often wake up long before sunrise to study. His dedication was a great source of pride for his family and his entire village. He showed that with focus, a boy from a small village could compete with anyone. His hard work paid off. He stood first in the entrance examination for the University of Calcutta, a very prestigious achievement at that time. He was awarded a scholarship of 30 rupees per month. This was a big deal, and it showed everyone his academic brilliance. He went on to study at the famous Presidency College in Calcutta. Even there, among the brightest students from all over the country, he excelled. He completed his master's degree in economics and then a master's in law, winning a gold medal for his performance. His success was not just his own. It was a victory for his family and his village, proving that talent can be found in the simplest of places. Throughout his student life, Rajendra Prasad was known not just for his intelligence, but also for his humility. He never let his success make him arrogant. He was always respectful to his teachers and kind to his classmates. He was a simple boy who loved to learn. He was also deeply influenced by the idea of serving society. During his time in Calcutta, he started a student group called the Bihari Club. This group brought students from Bihar together and helped them. It was an early sign of his leadership skills and his desire to help others. His education was not just about getting degrees, it was about preparing himself for a life of service to the nation. After completing his education, Dr. Rajendra Prasad's first step into professional life was as a teacher. He believed that sharing knowledge was a noble duty. For a short time, he worked as a professor of English at a college in Bihar. His students loved him. He was not a strict teacher who ruled with fear. Instead, he was a guide who inspired them to think and learn. He had a simple and clear way of explaining difficult subjects, making them easy to understand. His time as a teacher showed his deep commitment to education. He knew that a strong nation could only be built on the foundation of well-educated citizens. He enjoyed shaping young minds, but his destiny had another path planned for him. Soon, he moved from the classroom to the courtroom. He started his legal career in Calcutta in 1911 and later moved to the High Court in Patna. As a lawyer, he quickly became very famous. He was known for his sharp mind, his thorough preparation, and his incredible honesty. People said that he would never take up a case if he knew his client was wrong. His integrity was his greatest strength. He was not just interested in winning cases, he was interested in finding the truth and ensuring that justice was served. He earned a lot of respect and also a good amount of money, but his heart was never truly in making a fortune for himself. His sense of duty was remarkable. He saw his work as a lawyer not just as a job, but as a service to society. He often helped poor clients who could not afford to pay his fees. He believed that everyone, rich or poor, deserved a fair chance in the court of law. His reputation as a brilliant and ethical lawyer grew far and wide. He even completed his doctorate in law while managing a busy practice. His success was a testament to his hard work and his unwavering commitment to his principles. He could have continued this comfortable and respected life, but a bigger calling was waiting for him, the call to serve his motherland. Even as a successful lawyer, his mind was always on the problems facing his country. He saw the poverty and injustice that his fellow Indians suffered under British rule. He felt a growing restlessness in his heart. The comfort of his life seemed meaningless when so many people around him were struggling. He read about the freedom movements happening in other parts of the country. He met many leaders who were dedicating their lives to India's independence. A change was coming, not just for India, but for Dr. Rajendra Prasad himself. The courtroom was about to be replaced by a much larger arena, the fight for a nation's freedom. The turning point in Dr. Rajendra Prasad's life came when he met Mahatma Gandhi. In 1917, Gandhiji came to Champaran in Bihar. He came to help the poor indigo farmers who were being forced by British landlords to grow indigo instead of food crops. The farmers were living in terrible poverty and were treated very badly. Rajendra Prasad, along with other lawyers, was asked to help Gandhiji. At first, he was just an observer, but as he watched Gandhiji work, he was deeply moved. He saw how Gandhiji spoke to the poorest farmers with love and respect. He saw Gandhiji's fearlessness in the face of the powerful British authorities. This experience changed him forever. Gandhiji's influence on Rajendra Prasad was profound. He saw in Gandhiji a new way to fight for justice, a way of truth, satya, and non-violence, ahimsa. He realized that the freedom struggle was not just about politics, it was about changing oneself and serving the most vulnerable people. Inspired by Gandhiji, Rajendra Prasad decided to leave his highly successful and profitable legal career. He chose a life of simplicity and service. He started wearing khadi, hand-spun and hand-woven cloth, which was a symbol of self-reliance and protest against foreign goods. He gave up his comfortable lifestyle to dedicate his entire life to the freedom movement. It was a huge sacrifice, but he made it with a happy heart. From that moment on, Rajendra Prasad became a loyal soldier in India's army of freedom fighters. He participated in every major movement led by Gandhiji. He was a key figure in the non-cooperation movement of 1920, where Indians peacefully refused to cooperate with the British government. He travelled across Bihar, urging students to leave British-run schools and lawyers to leave British courts. He was also deeply involved in the civil disobedience movement, which included the famous Dandi Salt March in 1930. He led the Salt Satyagraha in Bihar, making salt in defiance of the British law. He was not afraid of going to jail for his country's cause. His commitment was tested many times. He was arrested and imprisoned by the British on several occasions. Life in jail was very hard, but his spirit never broke. He used his time in prison to read and write. During the Quit India movement of 1942, he was arrested along with other senior leaders of the Indian National Congress. He spent nearly 3 years in jail this time, but even from behind bars, his belief in India's freedom remained unshaken. His quiet strength and unwavering dedication made him one of the most respected leaders of the freedom struggle. He had truly answered the call of his nation, leaving behind personal comfort for a greater purpose. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was not just a freedom fighter, he was a great humanitarian. His heart ached for people who were suffering. He believed that serving humanity was the same as serving God. Whenever a disaster struck, he was among the first to organize help for the victims. He did not just give orders from a distance, he would go to the affected areas himself to provide comfort and support. His compassion was not for show. It came from a deep, genuine place in his heart. He saw all people as his brothers and sisters, and their pain was his pain. This quality made him a leader who was loved by the common people. A powerful example of his humanitarian work was seen during the devastating Bihar earthquake of 1934. It was one of the worst earthquakes in India's history, causing immense destruction and loss of life. At that time, Rajendra Prasad was in jail. As soon as he was released, he dedicated himself completely to the relief work. He formed the Bihar Central Relief Committee and became its president. He worked day and night, collecting food, clothes, medicine, and funds for the victims. His leadership was so effective and his integrity so well known that people from all over India and even abroad sent money and supplies to his committee. He traveled tirelessly through the ruined towns and villages, personally supervising the relief efforts. He made sure that help reached the people who needed it the most, without any discrimination. He organized temporary shelters, food kitchens, and medical camps. His gentle and reassuring presence gave hope to people who had lost everything. Even the British Viceroy praised his incredible organizational skills and dedication. This relief work showed the whole country that Rajendra Prasad was not just a political leader, but a social leader who truly cared for the welfare of his people. He proved that true leadership is about serving others in their time of greatest need. This was not a one-time event. In 1935, when another terrible earthquake hit Quetta, now in Pakistan, he was again at the forefront of relief efforts, even though he was not allowed to go there. He formed the Quetta Central Relief Committee in Punjab and collected funds for the victims. His compassion knew no borders. He also worked to help people affected by floods, which were a common problem in Bihar. His life is a testament to the idea that patriotism is not just about fighting an enemy. It is also about building a strong and caring society. His service to the needy showed the true depth of his character and his unwavering commitment to humanity. Dr. Rajendra Prasad's calm wisdom and organizational skills made him a vital leader within the Indian National Congress, the main political party leading the freedom struggle. He was not a fiery speaker who could move crowds with powerful words. Instead, he was a quiet worker, a thinker, and a unifier. He had a special ability to bring people with different opinions together. In a large organization like the Congress, there were often disagreements among leaders. Rajan Babu was the person everyone trusted. He would listen patiently to all sides and find a solution that was acceptable to everyone. His role was like the steady anchor of a ship, keeping it stable even in stormy seas. He was so respected that he was chosen to be the president of the Indian National Congress multiple times. His first time as president was in 1934 at the Bombay session. This was a difficult time for the party, but his leadership provided stability and a clear direction. He was elected president again in 1939 after Subhas Chandra Bose resigned. This was a moment of deep crisis within the Congress, and Rajendra Prasad was seen as the only person who could heal the divisions and unite the party once more. He accepted the responsibility with his usual humility and successfully guided the party through that challenging period. His leadership was not about being in the spotlight. It was about working diligently behind the scenes. He was a master of details and planning. He helped organize many of the party's campaigns and movements. He was a member of the Congress Working Committee, the party's highest decision-making body, for many years. Here, he worked closely with other great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. They all valued his sound judgment and his unwavering commitment to the party's principles. He was the voice of reason and moderation, always ensuring that the party did not lose its moral compass. His final term as Congress president came in 1947, just as India was on the verge of independence. It was a time of great joy, but also great sorrow due to the partition of the country. As president, he had to manage the complex transition of the Congress from a freedom movement into a ruling party. His steady hand was crucial in this period of immense change. Throughout his long association with the Congress, he never used his position for personal gain. His goal was always the same: to serve the people of India and to build a strong, united and free nation. His leadership was a perfect example of selfless service. After India achieved independence on August 15, 1947, a new and even bigger task lay ahead. The country needed a rule book, a guiding document that would define its future. This rule book was the Constitution of India. The job of creating this constitution was given to a special body called the Constituent Assembly. It was made up of brilliant leaders and thinkers from all parts of the country. To lead this important assembly, they needed a person who was wise, patient, fair, and respected by everyone. The unanimous choice for the president of the Constituent Assembly was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. It was a role that perfectly suited his temperament and skills. For nearly 3 years, from December 1946 to November 1949, Dr. Prasad presided over the debates of the Constituent Assembly. It was a monumental task. The members discussed every single detail of the Constitution. There were passionate arguments and strong disagreements. They had to make decisions about citizens' rights, the structure of the government, the powers of the states, and the principles that would guide the new nation. As the president, Dr. Prasad's job was to conduct these discussions in a smooth and orderly manner. He had to make sure that every member got a chance to speak and that every opinion was heard with respect. He guided the assembly with great skill and impartiality. He never imposed his own views on others. He acted like a wise schoolmaster, allowing his students to debate freely while keeping the classroom in order. His calm and dignified presence had a soothing effect on the proceedings. He often used his gentle humor to diffuse tense situations. He encouraged members to find common ground and to work together for the good of the nation. Under his able guidance, the Assembly successfully navigated through hundreds of complex issues and created a constitution that is admired all over the world for its vision of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. On November 26, 1949, when the Constitution was finally adopted, Dr. Prasad gave a memorable speech. He congratulated the members for their hard work and reminded them that a constitution is only as good as the people who follow it. He said that the success of the nation would depend on the integrity and character of its citizens. His role in drafting the constitution is one of his greatest contributions to India. He was the weaver who patiently guided the hands of many others to create the beautiful and strong fabric of the Indian Republic. It remains a testament to his wisdom, patience, and his deep faith in the democratic process. When India officially became a republic on January 26, 1950, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was chosen as its first president. It was the highest office in the country, but for him, it was another opportunity to serve. He moved into the magnificent Rashtrapati Bhavan, the official residence of the president, but he did not change his simple way of life. He was a people's president in the truest sense. He made the grand palace more accessible to the common man. He would often meet with ordinary people, listen to their problems, and offer them words of comfort and encouragement. He never let the power and ceremony of his office create a distance between him and his people. As president, he served for 2 full terms, from 1950 to 1962, the longest-serving president in India's history. He saw his role as that of a guardian of the Constitution and a symbol of national unity. He worked to promote rural development, knowing that the soul of India lives in its villages. He was a strong supporter of education, especially for girls, because he believed it was the key to progress. He traveled to many countries as India's head of state, spreading the message of peace and friendship. But his heart was always with the farmers, the workers, and the poor of his own country. He was a president who understood the struggles of the common Indian. Dr. Prasad placed great importance on communal harmony. He had grown up in a village where Hindus and Muslims lived together peacefully, and he believed that this unity was India's greatest strength. At a time when the country was still healing from the wounds of partition, he constantly urged people of all religions to live together as one family. He believed that all faiths led to the same truth, and that there was no place for hatred or violence in a civilized society. His own life was a perfect example of this principle. He treated everyone with equal respect and affection, regardless of their caste, creed, or religion. Even while living in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, he maintained his simple habits. He continued to wear khadi clothes. He was a vegetarian and ate very simple food. He even set aside a small plot of land in the vast Mughal gardens to grow his own vegetables. A famous story tells how he accepted only a part of his salary, saying that his needs were very few. The rest of the money was put into a government fund. This showed his incredible honesty and his detachment from material wealth. He was a true Rajarshi, a kingly sage, who ruled not with power, but with moral authority and love. After serving as president for 12 years, Dr. Rajendra Prasad retired in 1962. He chose not to live in a big government bungalow in Delhi. Instead, he returned to Patna and spent his final days in a small ashram called Sadakat Ashram. This decision showed his true character. He had held the highest position in the land, but he had no attachment to power or luxury. He returned to the same simple life he had lived before becoming president. He spent his time reading, writing, and meeting the people who came to seek his blessings and guidance. He remained connected to the grassroots of the country until his very last breath. During his life, Dr. Prasad was also a gifted writer. He wrote several important books. His most famous work is his autobiography, Atmakatha. In this book, he wrote about his life's journey in a simple and honest way. He also wrote a book called India Divided, which is a scholarly analysis of the partition of India. Another important book, Satyagraha in Champaran, describes his first experience with Gandhiji and the farmers' movement. His writings reflect his clear thinking, his deep knowledge of Indian society, and his firm belief in Gandhian values. Writing was his way of sharing his thoughts and experiences with future generations. Dr. Rajendra Prasad passed away on February 28, 1963. He left behind no great personal wealth. His only legacy was his exemplary life of service, integrity, and humility. He is remembered as Desh Ratna, the jewel of the nation. His life teaches us some very simple but profound truths. It teaches us that true greatness lies in simplicity. It shows us that one can be gentle and still be strong. It proves that honesty and compassion are the most powerful tools of leadership. His life is a constant inspiration for every Indian to work for the nation with a pure heart and a selfless spirit. His legacy is not just in the monuments named after him or the statues erected in his honor. His true legacy lives in the democratic values enshrined in our Constitution, which he helped create. It lives in the hearts of the millions of Indians who see him as a symbol of integrity. In a world that is often driven by greed and power, the story of Dr. Rajendra Prasad is like a gentle breeze of fresh air. It reminds us that a life dedicated to the service of others is the most meaningful life one can live. He was, and will always remain, a true Bharat Ratna, a jewel of India.